At number 100 on the iconic 100 list is the 1948 Leaf Ted Williams. And today we brought in, signed and slabbed on Instagram, the one and only David Ratliff. David, why is this card so iconic?
So Ted Williams, all-time great, right? And he, because of the war, he actually doesn't have the stats that he really would have. So that's something people that in the current hobby don't always think about. But the thing I love about 48 Leaf kind of reintroduced color, but almost really art into the cards. And if you think about there's a lot of pop art out there, and I've said this to a lot of people. When you compare the 48 Leaf to some of Andy Warhol's paintings, you are going to see a striking resemblance there. And there's actually some speculation that Warhol, growing up, may have actually seen some of these cards because he would have been really like a teenager, early 20s in New York at the time. But when you put it all together, you've got just an incredible pose with the backswing, right? You've got really striking colors. You've got this great picture of him. I mean, I can't imagine a list of iconic cards without that one on it. That's my favorite Ted Williams card.
Fantastic. Well, what do you think about its ranking? We've got it at 100. We've got about 150 people voted, and that's where it landed in the end.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
So I'm sure I ranked it higher, but I'm also a little bit partial, as you know, to some of the vintage cards. The fact that it made the list actually makes me pretty pleased that other people out there see the significance and really just, I'm sure, enjoy the artwork of that card the same way I do. So that one being on the list makes me actually really happy.
It looks like you've got it ranked. I'm just looking at your list right here. You had it ranked at number 64. So
Yep.
You've got it quite a bit higher, but I like you, I'm glad that it made the list. I think that, as we think about what's iconic, a lot of times we need to look at some of the stuff that's older, right? That stood the test of time. I like how you talked about the Andy Warhol influence on this. I never really thought of that, but as soon as you say that, I think I look at it and I go, of course, it's the exact same thing. And Ted Williams, as we know, has career averages some of the greatest of all time. But where would you put this in terms of the all-time Ted Williams rank? Is it, in your opinion, the most iconic of his cards?
So for me, it is his most iconic card. And I know a lot of people kind of will tend towards rookie cards. I don't like the play ball cards quite as much. The rookie's black and white. The next year play ball, you get color and a picture of him. But to me, it encapsulates so much about him, so much about the Red Sox. And again, like I said, it's my favorite Ted Williams. It's the only one I would never sell. And it's such an important set, in terms of the Jackie Robinson rookie to go along with it, the Satchel Paige. Like there's really hobby history in that set that I think is more extensive than even some of the other sets that Ted appears in. It's just unfortunate he wasn't in a few of the other sets, because the cards that may have been might have had a chance to supplant it. But for me, the 48 Leafs the one on Ted Williams.
Right. What if there was a 52 tops?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I think that's the great what if there. So my last question for you on this, to wrap this card up, what baseball sets would you put ahead of 48 Leaf in terms of how iconic they are?
So certainly 52 tops is going to make any of those types of lists. Any of the the T206 set is always, maybe that's even probably number one. But a few, in terms of higher than 48, it's got a lot going for it. There's a good selection of players. 33 Gowdy is going to rank high, I know, with a lot of people. Maybe I might be tempted to pick one of the other mid 50 sets, but it would be
Mm.
close. And that's only out of player selection, not necessarily, artwork of the card. But, I think a lot of people would have a tough time arguing that 48 Leafs not, top five. I mean, it's definitely top 10. If it's not in your top 10, you need to spend some more time learning about the cards and the hobby. How's that?
I love it, man. I love it. Great take. Grateful for your perspective on this. Tomorrow we will have the number 99 card on the iconic 100. And until then, happy collecting.